ourselves, right? Trust me, I'm modest. Trust me, I'm modest. Hello, my name is Kevin M. Coleman. I'm the founder and CEO of KMC Empowerment. And I'm telling you today that we're going to have a lot of interaction. There are a lot of communication. I'm going to ask questions. I want you to give me some answers and things because I like to get call and response. That's just how I operate. But I didn't give my 3 words, did I?
No, sir.
Here are my 3 words. I want you guys to repeat after me. Execute.
Execute.
Empower.
Empower.
And excel.
Excel.
That's the thing I do every single day when I meet with my children. Right before we leave the house in the morning, the first thing we do is, of course, we give the pleasantries, good morning, mom, dad, whole nine. But we surround each other and we pray. And when we pray, one of the things we do is repeat, execute, empower, and excel. The reason why, because the first E, execute, is executing everything you do at a high level, with intensity, with power. And then that will empower you to do bigger and greater things. And then guess what? You'll excel to higher heights. Now the thing for KMC Empowerment is this. I want you to repeat after me again. Inspire.
Inspire.
Motivate.
Motivate.
Lead.
Lead.
That's what we do. We inspire individuals and groups through executive coaching, group coaching. But also we motivate individuals and groups through the speaking, empowerment speaking. That's why I'm an empowerment speaker. But the last thing we're doing, and that's what we're doing today, is we teach leaders how to lead with excellence. And I'm so glad, Greg, that you mentioned the whole thing about the generation. Don't let that fool you. We're talking about everyone. It's all in the mindset. We're going to talk a lot about that today and how you look at things. Removing self-limiting beliefs, taking yourself to the next trajectory in life. And I don't care where you're at, what status you're in, you can always go up another level. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Amen. Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and get started with this. My name is Kevin M. Coleman, as I mentioned, and we're going to talk about this book here. I'm only going to go over 3 laws. But trust me, these 3 laws are powerful. This book is by John Maxwell. How many of you guys know of John Maxwell? Now, man, what you know about John Maxwell, Greg?
Leadership development training. He's a big-time leadership guru, right? Written several books. Correct?
He's right.
Well, one of the most well-respected, I would say, gentlemen in that.
You better believe it. Great job. Give him a round of applause. He got it around the point. How about you, Ryan? You mentioned something too. You said you knew.
Well, you took us through one of his books over the summer, so.
Okay, yes, I did. We did a training together. And I will get that opportunity to you too. And what we did was, this is the 15 Valuable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. As I mentioned earlier, we're only going to go over 3 laws. But in this book, John Maxwell is a person that he has written over 100 books. He's the leading leadership trainer in the world. And he has a cadre of people that work along with him. And I'm one of the people that work along with him, known and everything else, that we go out and we train organizations. So, I mean, some portions, they have something called equip. They go out and train nations. So it's one of those things that is a powerful group to be part of. And this book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, changed my life. So when we talk about these laws, they mean a lot to me because it has changed my life. And the first law we're going to talk about today is, oh yeah, that's one other thing I want to mention too before we get there. When you look at a book, as you can see here, it's good to look at the caption and what the name of the book is, but it's always good looking at the subcaption. Live them and reach your full potential. So as part of this training today, think about how this can really help you live to your full potential as well. And when we talk about the 15 laws of growth, we talk about the law of intentionality, which is the first law we're going to talk about right now. It says here, growth doesn't just happen. You have to be intentional about it. Do you guys agree with that? That nothing just happens by happenstance. It's something you have to be focused on, and you have to really apply yourself in order to really reach your full potential. Anybody see this movie? By show of hands, it's Black Panther. Whoa, see how quick his hand was? But listen to it. He said, whoa, my hand went up quick. Anybody else see the Black Panther? All right, we got somebody else in the back. A couple more folks. Now, when we talk about intentionality, when we're looking at something like this, the imagery of this, the movie is fantastic. I love the movie. It had a lot of symbolism, a lot of things in it that really resonate with me. However, when you look at it, look at the color purple. That's royalty. Look at the armament, like see the one with the rings? That's technology, a new way of doing things. And then you look at the other young lady in the far right corner, or left corner, or you're right, corner, in the right corner, she has some kind of technology on her hands, like this a weaponry. It's all focused on being intentional to show that they are futuristic in what they're thinking. And then of course the Black Panther himself, what he has on. But I love the way they show how women are really empowered. That's something else. It was meant to be intentional, so that could be something you can walk away. Did you guys walk away with that? When you saw the movie? Mm-hmm. They were intentional about it. They were clear and concise. I would show you a clip of it, but I'm not going to go there. But nonetheless, and my favorite scene from the movie, those that have seen the movie, is this. Now, let me see if you recognize this. I never freeze. Remember that? You guys remember that? Well, that's what he said. He said he'll never freeze. I love that part of the movie. But one thing about being intentional is sometimes, even when you are intentional, you need to have a plan. And when you have a plan, sometimes you may run into obstacles that might prevent you from doing the things necessary that you want to do in life. And these are called questions that you need to ask. Here's the first question. And I want you guys to answer this question. What do you do intentionally to prioritize your daily activities? I'm asking you guys this. I want you to write that down right now. And I'm going to ask a couple of you to tell me the answer to that. What do you do intentionally to prioritize your daily activities? Especially if you're looking for transitioning into another job, or transitioning to another career, or transitioning into another business. What are you doing intentionally? How are you planning that out? What are you thinking about? And some people in this room already have a job. Some people just transitioning to something else. And some people looking at a whole different career change. Think about what you're doing intentionally every day to make that come to fruition. I'm gonna ask a couple people, please share. Anyone? Lottie Dottie. I'll start with you. You had your hand first. Go ahead.
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody's read the book, The Miracle Morning. That's an excellent way, I think, to plan your day out with purpose. I do recommend that book for anyone that hasn't read it as of yet.
And specifically, what does it say in order about planning your day out, how to structure it?
Well, the premise behind the book is to get up a little earlier than most, to schedule time for yourself, to really get your thoughts out on paper, and also to meditate and I call it self-project yourself into your success. Those are the key things of the book so far.
I love that. Who else? You were next, man. Then we'll go to you.
Well,
Thank you so much. Give them a round of applause. I want us to always encourage each other to applause. Go ahead.
well, this isn't exactly, but I make sure that we go to a lot of networking events. So I plan out the week of which ones I want to go to, which ones are too many, and for my introverted self. And so it's not as daily, but much weekly. For that part of it.
Okay. Round of applause. What's your name?
Kate.
Kate. Nice to meet you, Kate. Bob.
Mine's on a simpler level, and it may be intentional, or I'm not sure if it qualifies for that or not, but it's just simply like a little internal accountability with myself. Is just making sure that I'm sort of logging my time every day at what I'm doing, so that I can see what's producing results and what's not. And the second part of it that I do intentionally is to try to do something physical to start the day in the morning, exercise, something like that.
I love these answers. Give each other a round of applause. That's powerful. In that they each one had different things that they do, but it's all being intentional in what you're doing. And right here it says, learning to pause allows growth to catch up with you. And it's done through reflection. It's similar to what you're talking about here. When Bob mentioned how he looked back at what he does, that's reflecting. And it's always good to reflect sometimes on what you do, how you do it, and you'll grow from it. Okay? Now, again, what I was mentioning earlier, sometimes when you do all these various different things, you are being intentional and you do have a plan for growth. Things come up that may slow you down. Don't you agree? And these are called growth gaps. The things that may try to stop you from your propelling you to the next level. The first gap is the assumption gap. I will grow automatically. How many of you guys thought about that? Automatically, this is going to happen. Now the gentleman here, you mentioned how you got a book, and you looked at how you're going to be intentional about things. But some people don't do that. They'll just go let the day go on by, and they don't really think about how I'm going to be intentional about what I'm doing in life. And you run into gaps, I will automatically grow. Assumption. The next one is the knowledge gap. I don't know how to grow. How do you grow? How do you make a plan for yourself? How do you change the trajectory of your life? It's all within you and how you plan out your day. How you execute your plan. Remember I talked about the 3 E's, execute, empower, and excel. Once you follow that type of mindset, you're going to do the things necessary for you to grow. The timing gap. It's not the right time for me to grow. It's not the right time. It's always the best time if you're intentional about it.
That's fear.
We're going to get there. I like you, Wilson, because he got a good point. Yeah, it's not the right time to go. It's always the right time. Tell me why you said that. We're going to get into it a little deeper too.
Yeah, timing gap. I mean, if you don't think the timing is now, that's a, I mean, and it relates to, I call it an execution gap too. There's head trash going on. That I'm afraid it's not the right time to grow. There's fear behind that.
There's something causing that.
Yeah, and I call it, so in other words, procrastination.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Give Wilson a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to talk, I'm so glad Wilson said that because we're going to get a little deeper into fear, too, through this presentation. The mistake gap. I'm afraid I'm making a mistake. That's another thing, just as Wilson, that's another fear caused thing. I'm going to make a mistake. We all make mistakes. There's a book called, I want you guys to write this book down. It's called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. We all look at sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Of course, that's what we all look at. We heard it ever since we were a child. But when we look at it from this perspective, this vantage point, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. I don't care what you go through. There's a learning experience within it, and you can grow from it. There's always time to learn. There's always time to reflect. So more gaps. The perfection gap. I had to find the best way before I start. And you laughing at it. Well, how does that resonate with you?
Well, because I haven't figured out how I want to structure my job search, and I have all these papers and things that tell me what I can do, but I haven't found the way I want to do it, so I haven't done it because it's not the perfect thing for me yet, so I haven't even started. So I'm just kind of getting messy.
Okay. And that's where sometimes it's good to have these short things out, and that's when you find yourself a good coach that can really talk to you and pull that information out of you. You know, sometimes we talk about, how many of you guys know the difference between a coach, a mentor, and a consultant?
How much you pay him?
You know who you said it? Go ahead.
How much you pay him?
No, go ahead. I want you to answer that, Wilson.
So, well, I think when I think of mentoring, I think of someone, the boundaries are a little broader. So a mentor is there for the long haul in allowing you to create your own structure of what it is you want to accomplish, whereas a coach has a proven pathway to take you down, and that's what that coach is going to do. It's going to coach you on how to move there. Don't know about consulting, though, but that's my thoughts between mentoring and coaching.
Okay, thank you. Give a round of applause, and you definitely get a round of applause for $2 a month. Now, how about anybody else? Want to chime in on that? Well, let me tell you. A mentor is someone that may work in the same profession you work in, or may not. But they have done something in life that you want to, you see that was great, and you want to follow along those lines. So that mentor can tell you some things and exactly what they did, pour into you the steps they have taken in order to get them at the different level they're at. And when they do that, you can receive those nuggets and follow the same path. Let me tell you about a consultant. A consultant is someone that looks at a specific field. It could be architect. It could be in landscaping, whatever it want to be. It could be, what you said your profession is? Aerospace. And they have worked in that profession. They're coming in and consult you on exactly, this is how you do it. And you follow through with it the same way they told you. Exactly. Okay? Because you're trying to learn. Now, as a business owner, you don't have to necessarily do it, but at the same time, they're telling you how to do it. And you're paying them to do it, to tell you. However, with a coach, it is so powerful. A coach is a little different. A coach will add, they don't need to be in your profession. I've coached lawyers. Right now I'm coaching a politician. I've coached millionaire business owners. I've coached government executives and things of that nature. I don't have to be in their profession. But I have to ask them the right questions to pull that information out of them so they can get organized, so they can meet those objectives, so they can touch on those various different things, so it will take them up to the next level. And the one great thing about a coach is this. I'm not telling you anything. I don't have to tell you what to do. But when I pull that information out of you and you get that thing prioritized and you start walking in it, I'll make you accountable for it. Trust me. I'll make sure you, and I'm not babysitting you, but I'm gonna make sure you're accountable because I want to see you win. That's the coach. All right, so here we go. Perfection gap. Inspiration gap. I just don't feel like growing. How many guys have been there? You didn't feel like doing anything. You just sat back and said, right, today's not the day. I'm looking for a job. I'm looking to grow and expand my network. I don't feel like doing it today. I'm not inspired to do this. That's when you flip the switch. That's when you take yourself to another level. That's when you push yourself to go and take another step. It's time for me to grow. It's time to map out your plan in life. Next one, the comparison gap. Others are better than I am. Hey, look, I used to go through that comparison all the time. How many of those other ones in this group went through that where you compared yourself to other people? We all did. Quit it. One thing I told my daughter, I have a daughter that's 17 years old. I was just talking to Greg. I have both my daughters here with me. I have a 27-year-old and a 15-month-old grandson. Give me a round of applause for that. I have a 17-year-old about to graduate this year, and I have a 16-year-old. And she acts like she's 27. Anyway, but the 17-year-old, she runs track, and she always compared herself to other people, especially when she ran races. I said, baby, the only person you need to compare yourself, the only person you're going up against is you. Don't worry about the other people, because you're going to do the necessary things to get yourself to the next level within your running and competing races, but you have to get out of your own head. You look at this person, see what they did, they're going to take you off frame. Don't compare yourself. Always focus on what you can do and beat your own time. Beat your PR, personal, your personal best record. Next one. The expectation gap. I thought it would be easier than this. Yes, we all think things will be easy. Yes, we may not think it's going to be that challenge or as difficult as we thought, but you have to move beyond that. Don't think that it's going to come easy for you. When we talk about obstacles, I know somebody mentioned something about obstacles. When we talk about obstacles, I always look at it as an obstacle as an opportunity. So it may be a little hard. It may be a little more challenging. It may push you to the limits a bit, but you got to get out of that comfort zone and move to the next level. Now we're going to change it over here. We're going to change and get focused on growth. Transitioning now. Now I want you guys, I'm going to ask some questions right now, and I want you guys to write these questions down, and I'm going to ask you to give me some responses on some of these questions. First one is, where do you want to go in life? This is whether you have a job, whether you're transitioning, or you're looking to move up the success ladder within your organization. Where do you want to go in life? And that's almost like I give a training called Put Your Dreams to the Test. And during that training, we talk about what's your purpose, what's your vision, what are your goals. And when I do it for organizations, I talk about what's the culture of your organization, because you look at your purpose, vision, and goals, that help get you understanding what your organization culture will be. So write that down. Next question I want you to ask yourself, what direction do you want to go? Now we're getting more specific. Now we're getting a little more specific now. We're not just asking where you want to go in life, we're asking what direction you want to go in. Now this question here, I got another question here. What's the farthest you can imagine going? What's the farthest you can imagine yourself going? That question is powerful. While you're writing it down, I'm going to talk a little bit into that one. Sometimes we may have in our mind that we set goals and objectives and how we want to move forward. But sometimes we need to look beyond that. Not just reaching that goal, getting that job, getting that promotion, doing this, doing that. How far can I go? How much am I committed to getting this thing done? What is my consistency in doing the work in order to get there? Because when you talk about moving far in life, when you're talking about doing great things within your organization, when you're talking about even getting the next position, you have to build consistency. It's not going to just happen like that. You have to make best practices, do things correctly, follow through, and make sure you dot your I's, cross your T's, and be consistent about it so you can see how far you can go. It's not going to happen like that. So I'm going to ask you, I've got one more here for you too. And how long will it take? How long will it take for you to get there? Not only how far can I go, but how long will it take? Use myself for example. When I look at these questions, where I want to go in life, I talked to Greg about it a little bit this morning. In that short conversation, we read in passing as I came in. I want to pour into people. I know what my purpose is. My purpose is to build people up. Give them my power, empower them to do great things in life. Through what I say, how I carry myself, and what I do. That is my purpose. That's my purpose when I'm in church, when I'm doing working with clients. That's my purpose when I'm with my children, it don't make a difference. I'm the same guy. Do I drive my kids and wife crazy sometimes? Yes, I do. But I'm gonna pour into it. When I have people come with me negative energy, guess what? Who said they like the energy in it? You did, didn't you? And you did. I notice negative energy. And I notice positive energy. And I attract positive energy. If I do have negative energy come towards me, I reflect it. And they don't want to be around me. Guess what? Come to positive. Here we go. Now I want a couple of you guys to share with me when we talk about some of these questions. Where do you want to go in life? Who want to share that? Anyone. Anyone. Okay, how about the next one? What direction do you want to go? Anyone.
I want to transition from sales training to motivational speaking.
I like you. Sales training to motivational speaking. Great, great, great. And how are you going to do it? How far can you go in that? When you really think into it?
Well, I can certainly leverage what I currently do right now, because one of the things that I have to do, I think a key thing, is to motivate the sales team. That is a key ingredient that I have, to offer. And it's a key ingredient that makes sales enablement successful. So when you get salespeople to, believe in themselves.
Yes.
How far can I go? I don't know. I've always had a dream too of being recorded on TV.
Okay.
Actually, having a TV offering, motivational training.
So, and give him a round of applause for sharing how far he will go. And he made it very clear to us. And the good thing about a lot of people that's in sales, that's one thing about sales is when you look at motivating people, and I love motivating people, trust me. The empowerment speaking and things of that nature. But what really gets people is when you inspire them. I can motivate you all day. I can sit up here and say slogans the whole night that will motivate you, get you hyped up, but it'll fade away. But when you inspire someone and you get them to grasp onto something that they can see themselves doing, and they really get that synergy and they want to do it, that's when you really get them to follow through on it. And that goes back again to coaching. When you talk to people and you have conversations with, I can talk to you all day and say things that will tickle your fancy or motivate you. However, when I inspire them through reflecting back on what they have said and they want to do, they'll really click and they'll act on it. They'll follow through on it. But thank you for that. That was powerful. Next one here. Now, when you do get inspired, when you do answer those questions, don't sit back. So some of you, did you guys sit back and write down those questions I asked before in the previous slide? So now that you have the answers to those questions, do it now. Do it. No, really. Do it. Do it now. Seriously. Do it. What you waiting for? Go ahead, ma'am.
What if you don't know the steps? It's easy to say do it now, but what are the steps?
That's when you look at your growth plan. Remember we were talking about the growth plan early on? Have a plan to grow? You look at a plan, or you find someone that can help you get there, to help you sort out those ideas. Not tell you. You can go to someone and say, what exactly did you do to get there? And I love mentors. In fact, I was on the phone with my mentor before I got here. Before I came here, I was on the phone with my mentor. I have a coach too. But the good thing is, by having a coach, it's good to, they can help you sort those things out. The coach is not going to tell you what to do. He or she is not going to say you need to do X, Y, and Z. That's a mentor. That's a consultant. But the coach will say, what is that information you're trying to do? How are you going to get there? They'll get you to really think into the steps necessary for you to reach your full potential. And then what they'll do, they'll make you document and prioritize those items. And then once you prioritize them, they're going to make you accountable to get it done. That's what we're going to do. So I hope, did I answer your question?
Sort of.
Sort of? What more you need? Okay, we'll talk more. We'll talk more. I want you to get clarity on that. Now, we're going to go back to Wilson. Remember Wilson? What he mentioned, guys?
Fear.
Fear. And we talked a little bit about that. I'm so glad you said that, Wilson. But now we're going to look at it, because once you do get a plan to grow, once you do start doing it now, once you do have clarity on the steps you need to take, you're going to run into some fear. It's going to slow you down. The first fear is what? The fear of failure. What if I fail? What if it's not a success? What if I don't get that job? What if I don't get that promotion? What is? You would have another fear. Fear of creating security for the unknown. That's for those people who, somebody stood up today, and I don't want you to stand up again, but someone stood up today and they're thinking about opening their own business. You may have that because you have security. You have some money stock. You have about 6 months of savings in your bank. You have 6 months of money, to keep you going throughout the year. And you say, I want to start my own business. You still got the fear of unknown. Here, the fear of what others may think. What they may think about it. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I can honestly stand here before you today and say, I don't care what people think about me. I only one person I care about. Well, actually, I got to change that. Excuse me. You're about to hear why. I've been married for 31 years. Give me a round of applause for that. To the same lady. I care what she thinks. I care what she thinks. I promise you, because that's my baby. But nonetheless, I care what she thinks. Okay, and of course, my heavenly Father, I care what he thinks. So that's what I do. But as far as what other people think about me, I'm gonna carry myself in a certain way, and I want to be a good reflection of a person that has someone that he's leading him, someone he's putting first. I'm honest, secure. I really want to do these various different things that I won't really care what people think about me, except for my wife. Now, here we go. Fear of being overextended on resources. That's money. We talk about money. You're gonna have some fear sometimes. And other things, it can be anything. And the last one is fear of pushing others away. Why do you think that's a fear, to push others away? If you're really aspiring to your goals and doing the things necessary for you to take yourself to another trajectory in life and grow, why do you think that's, go ahead, man. What's your name?
Fatima.
But I love that name! Fatima, that's a powerful name. Go ahead.
Yes. People fear pushing others away comes from, because you need people. You can't make the journey alone. Most people who have been successful have not done it alone. They have to have a team. They've got to have, whether it's a board of directors that tells them what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right. It's just sort of that reality check. But you have to have, at some point, you have to have others with you. And there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go far, go by yourself. But if you want to, I always get it wrong. But anyway, it basically
You want to go
need
fast,
people.
go by yourself.
But if you really want to succeed, you need people, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. They give Fatima a round. She just walked in with that powerful. And go ahead. You know the proverb, don't you? Go ahead.
If you want to go fast, travel alone. If you want to go further, travel with others.
Yeah,
There you go.
something like that.
And that falls.
I couldn't remember the second part of it, yeah.
And we just got through asking a question similar to that. So it's just funny as you walked in, we just got through asking a question like that about how far can you go? And it does take it's not something you can do in a vacuum. It takes a team, collaborative effort. That's something I give a training on the leadership goal, where we talk about being a positional leader and a leader that is more democratic in his approach. I mean, there's several different leadership trainings, but nonetheless, when you have people that you can work with and you meet them where they are. Who remember I came here last? Ron, you remember when I came here last time? I talked about what was the book I was talking about?
Connecting.
Oh yeah,
others.
everyone communicates, few connect. And when we talk about connecting, sometimes you have to, it's not something you can do alone. And when you do connect with individuals and groups, you got to meet them where they're at. You don't just try to connect with people just from your level. You meet them where they're at. And that's how you build a team. That's one of the first steps you do in building a team. Please.
That fear of pushing others away, there's another way you could look at that as well.
Please.
If you want to call, sometimes people can be obstacles. You call it the negative energy or negative, right? So it's kind of like, I see it's kind of like spreading, clearing things out so you can move forward.
Good, good. So you can be more focused
Right.
in where you're going.
Not getting distracted or doubts. Right.
And I'm so glad you said, we're going to talk more about that too. So I'm glad we touched on the fear portion, and now we're going to get a little deeper now. Now I want you to ask yourself this question. Which emotion is stronger, the desire to change and grow, or one of the previous fears? I want at least 3 of you guys to answer that question. At least 3. Which one is stronger, those fears, the emotion, or the desire to change and grow? Which one? Ma'am.
Mine is the change.
The change, I love it. Go, who's next? 2 more.
Depends on the day.
Depends on. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. One more. One person answer that question. Anybody?
I have to say fear.
Fear. Wow. So the answer is within you. It's really up to you. But I love the fact when you don't let those fears capture your mind and stop you from propelling yourself to the next level within your, whatever you're trying to do in your workplace, whether you're trying to do as far as your transition to a new career, or if you're just looking for a job in general. Don't let those fears stop you. And if you do have a goal, if you do have a growth plan, if you do have these various different things you're doing in life, don't let the fear stop you. Now, this is where we're going to work together a little bit. When you look at this, everybody, I'm going to give it 3 to you, but I want you guys to look at the accidental growth, and then I want you to look at the intentional growth. Look at both sides, right? How you doing, ma'am? There you go. Here you go, ma'am. Here you go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. And 2 for you guys. You need one round? Yeah. So I want you, don't turn it over yet. What you have in your hand is a KMC empowerment card. Typically when I give those cards out, there's always something on the back of it, whether it's a saying for the day you need to speak into it, or it could be a quote, it could be all kinds of things. But today it has something to do with this. We're talking about accidental growth versus intentional growth. Somebody already turned it around, sorry. Anyway. But plans to start tomorrow insist on starting now. That's intentional. Another one is waits for growth to come. That's accidental. But intentional is takes responsibility to grow. Third one, learns only from mistakes, learns before mistakes. That's planning. Okay? We're looking here. Depends on good luck. Relies on hard work when you're intentional. You really push forward. You really push yourself to get those things done. Next one, quits early and often. Perseveres long and hard. Intentional. Last one here. Falls into bad habits. Fights for good habits. So if you do wake up in the morning, this is not my day. I don't feel like doing it. Be intentional about it. Be intentional. Change that mind. Go ahead, sir.
I have a question when it comes down to environment and trying to create good habits. I have a personal friend of mine that he's a bit older than I, but yeah, I feel like I'm the person that's trying to motivate him into to where he when he projects or he thinks he wants to be, but he doesn't have the good habits or environment to get him there. How can I help him and inspire him to change his environment?
The first thing you do is you let them know honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You have a real frank discussion with them. If you haven't done that already,
Yes.
and told them exactly where he's his thinking, but also you go ahead and emulate those things for him. Sometimes it may be good that you may bring him along with you in the things that you may be doing. I have someone I'm working with right now, and this don't have nothing to do with coaching or anything. This is a personal communication. I talk to the gentleman quite often. Him and I have built a relationship, and I'm taking him places that I go so he can see a different environment. Because once you see something, you can walk into that. So what I brought him to a men's group that I'm part of. In fact, I invited any, I'm sorry, ladies, but I got a men's group. But this is more faith-based. But I have a men's group that we come together. We talk about various different things that affect men. You may let women have groups too, okay? But nonetheless, I know that's powerful for him to be in that group. I invited him to another men's group. So we're going to do these things this month in order to change his environment. He told me about the various different things going on in his life, and I know it's nothing but an environmental change that he needs. Those are a couple of things. We can talk more offline if you like. Next one is accidental growth. Talks big. Intentional growth, you follow through. Another one, plays it safe, takes risks. Thinks like a victim, thinks like a learner. Remember we were talking about learner earlier? You need to be a learner. Relies on talent, accidentally, relies on character. Last one here, stops learning after graduation. Listen. Hey, think about the last book you read. What's the last book you read? I mean, what have you done to be intentional about your growth? Last one is, never stops learning. Now I want you guys to look at the card, take time. I got to move up a little faster. But anyway, look at the card, look at the back of the card. There's some questions on that card. The first question is this. First circle, from 0 meaning you just out of it. I mean, you don't feel like growing at all. And then 10 meaning you're being intentional about your growth. And what area do you need to grow? Into that first. Write it down. Now, what is your plan to grow? Write that down. And the critical question, your accountability partner. Who can you think of? And of course, we don't know all each other in this room, so we're not going to have you guys do it in the room. But please think of that person that you think will really make you accountable for that growth goal you have in life. Write that down. And I want you to follow up with that person. I want you to, would you guys please do this? Can you do that for me? Can you do that exercise for me by show of hands? Let me see. Who will do it? Please. Write their phone number. Have them, let them see the card. Take a picture of it, send it to them. Say, please make me accountable for this. And it's good sometimes, I'm putting the coaching thing in there, sometimes it's good to put a timeline on it. Not just say I want to be accountable for it. Let's really put a timeline on it. When do you want to be accountable for it? When do you want to see the results from whatever your plan to grow is? So thank you. I hope you guys like the growth. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're switching gears just a little bit. Now we're looking at the law of the mirror. The law of the mirror. You must see value in yourself to add value to yourself. Now, how many of you guys see value in yourself? There you go. I hope so, everybody. I hope so, everyone. You see value in yourself. You can take one. Pass it. And you guys keep all this stuff. Here you go, Bob. And when you see value in yourself, I want you guys to take the opportunity just to put that mirror up to your face. Just put the mirror up to your face.
You don't watch your back.
You need one. Here you go. And look at yourself. Speak some positive things to yourself. What you see? Tell me what you see. Tell me about 3 positive things you can say to yourself right now. Say it loud. Say it loud. I want to say it.
I'm a great communicator.
I'm a great communicator. Say some more. I want to hear some more.
I'm eager to learn.
I'm eager to learn. More, 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 more.
I rock.
I rock. Well, I like that one. I like that one. I rock. Here you go. Here you go. You get a pen. I rock. See, I'm waiting for somebody to really get out there. That's it. I rock. What else? I want to hear some more.
I'm a curious learner, and I like to make connections with people. I like to connect with people. Sorry, it's not just one thing.
Hey, let's give each other a round of applause for that. That's great. That is great. Now, when I look at it, quite often I look at the mirrors, you know. I motivate myself sometimes. I get in the mirror and I already speak life into what's going to happen that day. I'm serious about it because I know that's thing that's going to propel me to the next level by me speaking into it. In the same way we look at the mirror today, that's the kind of image some people see. They may be a cat, but they see a lion.
That was good.
Yes.
That was good. I like that.
So you see what you project is what you see in yourself. That's why I love when Greg asked me that question this morning. He said, I love your energy. I can feel your energy as soon as you walk in the room. Guess what? That's on purpose. I already saw it. So I know it's going to come out. I walk in it. Not being cocky. It's being confident. It's projecting good vibes. Remember you said that? You walked in the room. Now you looked in the mirror already, so we're not going to do that one. Your view of yourself determines your behavior. So the way you look at yourself is what you're going to project. One will never outperform their what? So if you don't care about yourself, you don't value yourself, if you don't feel that you can do all the different things that you say you want to do, guess what? It's not going to happen. It's not. There's no way. The value we put on ourselves is the value others will put on us. So if you don't value yourself, if you don't feel that you can do these various different things in life that you're planning, guess what? It's not going to happen. And nobody else is going to care about whether you do it or not. Value yourself. Quote by John Maxwell. I love John Maxwell. He good. If you place small value on yourself, rest assured the world will not raise your price. Value yourself. Look at those things that you're doing in life and how you can go ahead and use those things. Use the synergy. I like to call it the momentum in life. The big mo. Use the momentum in life to take yourself to another level, to another trajectory. Don't sit back on those things that people may have said to you when you were a child. Don't sit back on those things that may have happened at your last job, where they may have said something to you that made you feel a certain way and you have lost your value. No. Keep your price high at all times. How much you guys have? Which one of you guys have a great price on your head right now? Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. But look at your hand. It's going up, right? Yeah, there it is. It's there. It's all in the mind. We're going to talk more about that. Steps to build your self-esteem. First one is guard your self-talk. I can't tell you nothing more than this whole presentation. There's one slide I will tell you that's great. But guard what you say. There's life and death in what?
The tongue.
The tongue. You can speak life or you can speak death. All what comes out your mouth. If you say something negative about yourself, or you look in that mirror, you say something negative, or you look at that person, or did you say something negative to yourself, or what you can't do, now remove the T. If I look at I can't, when it had a little T on it, cut it out. I can. I can do all things. Next one. Stop comparing yourself to anyone. I told you about my daughter already, right? Run track, right? Next one. Add value to others. I want you guys to answer this question for me. Question says, how often do you add value? One of the most powerful ways to build your self-esteem is to add value to others. So think about who have you added value to? recently? Who did you add value to recently? Anybody? Go ahead, Greg.
Regine.
Regine. And how did you do that? If you don't mind me asking.
Well,
If you don't mind sharing, I'm sorry.
if she'll let me.
Regine, can you share, please?
So what she didn't see, the value of herself, which I said is, the world is your cheers.
Oh, gee, there's no way. You can go
You
there.
follow me?
Say it again one more.
The program Cheers.
Cheer. Oh, yeah, cheers. Yeah.
Right. Your world is your cheers.
Okay. Now break it down a little more.
We'll break it down. So,
I mean, did everybody else get it? I didn't get it.
Can I excuse myself?
Let's break Regine down.
Regine, go ahead.
Excuse myself.
right. She helped me out. Cheers. Where everyone wants to know your name.
Oh, everyone knows your name. Okay, yeah, I like that.
So she's a connector. She's an excellent connector.
Good.
Right? Like you, good energy. She sees someone, she interacts with them. She adds value.
See, now you got a song on my mind. Everyone knows. That's what's ringing now. But thank you for that. Thank you, Regine, for letting me share that.
Yeah, he's trying to embarrass me.
But that's a good example of how often you add value to others. Because once you add value to someone, if you're going through something that's really bothering you, really weighing you down, really tapping into your self-belief and your self-worth, it can beat you up. It can be heavy. But when you pour into someone else and you help them get what they need, it's going to lighten that load greatly. Because you're giving up. Yes, even yesterday I had an opportunity. I was blessed with the opportunity to help do a little presentation to the homeless where we talked about stress. And you don't realize, even going through that, and I was in a hurry to even get to the site. Because I left church and I was a little bit late, and I don't like being late. There's three things. Let me go into my late thing. From the military. I was in the military for almost 10 years. First thing is this. Always be early. You're on time. When you're on time, you're late. And when you're late, forget about it. And I was late yesterday, so I was under a lot of stress trying to get there. I had a meeting with my pastor, so I'm driving. And I went through all the stages of stress. So it really was beneficial for me when I got there to speak to the homeless, where I could really not only talk about stress, I could tell them about a moment that I was going through today, that day, where it was stressful for me, so it could really give me. But again, that's pouring into people. That's giving of yourself to try to add value to others. Next one, move beyond your self-limiting beliefs. What is a self-limiting belief? Anybody know what that is? A self-limiting belief is that thing in your mind that comes up that say you can't do this. You're not worthy. You're not purposed to do that. You're not resourced to do that. That's a self-limiting belief. And do you guys know the difference between facts and truth? Anybody? Everybody know what I mean? Or you want me to explain it? 'Cause I can't wait. Hey, explain it. Here's the facts. The facts are you may be unemployed. The facts are you may be wanting to change to another job because of whoever you may be working for. The facts are you have goals or aspirations that you haven't stepped into yet. But guess what the truth is? The truth is you're a resource to do everything you want to do. But you got to have a plan. You have to have be accountable for it. You have to walk it out. You have to be organized. You have to be prepared. You have to be persistent. All these various different things that you have to do, those are facts. To make the thing that's the truth, the truth, those are truths. To make the facts come to reality, okay? You guys understand that? It makes sense to you? Now here goes some more things. How to overcome growing pain. Make a list of your best personal qualities. That's how you remove some of your self-limiting beliefs. Review this list daily and your awareness level will rise. All is known as your self-talk has a powerful effect on those who practice it. Negative self-talk will give you negative results. Positive self-talk will give you positive results. Write down some of your positive self-taught narratives and review data. I'm gonna stop there. My daughter, I know I love talking about my kids. My daughter, 17 years old, track star. And we live in a house, we've been living there, my youngest daughter's 16, and we moved into our home the day she was born, so you can imagine how that day went. We were moving furniture into this house while my wife going the other way, and I wasn't there for her birth. But anyway, can't live that down, especially with my daughter. But anyway, with my 17-year-old, we've been in the house for 16 years, okay? So my 17-year-old, she said, Dad, I said, what, baby? I can't get in the closet, my room, I can't get in my closet. I'm like, man, you gotta, ain't nothing wrong with this house. 16-year-old house, you can't get in the closet. So I go up there, I don't never go in the room, so I went in the room, messy as I don't know what, but anyway, that's another story. I go to open the door, I can't open it either. You know what that's about. It's about, selling, the house selling. So I'm pulling on this door, and I stop. I just looked at her door. And she had all these Post-it pads, all little things all over her door. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm going to get straight A's. I'm going to run a 12-point box. I mean, she had all these various different things on her door that stopped me dead in my tracks because it was empowering me just by reading what she's doing. So she's guarding her self-talk. She's writing down positive narratives that she reviews every single day. If a child can do it, we can do that. Have something that you can grasp onto to really motivate you, that really takes you to another level. And that's what she was doing, so I'm so proud of her because of it. Next one, find a place to display them. Next one, make specific scheduled time each day to focus on others. Remember we were talking about that, helping others out? Make time to do these things. Look beyond yourself. That's how you build your self-esteem. Last one, find specific activities that by their nature focus on other people. Give it to the homeless. Food pantries. Reach out to others. Helping somebody that you may know in your family. Help someone else get a job. Do those things. Now we're going to look at that mirror. Everybody pull up your mirror one more time. Look at yourself one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see a broken glass? Look. Or do you see that line? What do you see? And guess what? Choose wisely. So that's the end of this one, the law of the mirror. Now we're going to move into something else. This is one of my favorite laws. This is one of my favorite laws right here. And can you guys guess what the law is? Take one. Anybody guess it, get a pen. Anybody that can guess it will get a pen. What's the last law we're going to go through today? Flexibility. A good one.
Stretch yourself.
No, that's not it.
How about the law of money?
No. Oh, I like that law.
One up there.
I like that law. Here we go. I like that law. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, pass. Take one and pass it down, please. Did y'all exactly you want me? I'm sorry. What's wrong with me?
There's more.
The law of resilience. No. Last one. Last one. This is a powerful law. This is a powerful, powerful law. The law of rubber band. The law of rubber band. And I want somebody to read that for me. Somebody read it loud. Whoever got the loudest voice other than me.
Growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are and where you could be.
Growth stops when you lose the tension from where you are to where you could be. Now I want you guys to take that rubber band I just gave you. Just do like this on your finger real quick. I want somebody to answer a question for me. Is this worth anything right now in the state it's in?
No.
Can we use it for anything right now? The only time this means anything to us is when it's what? Stretched. When it's stretched. And that's the same thing we're talking about here with the growth. Where you are and where you could be. You have to stretch yourself in order to get there. You can't stay in the same place and expect to see great results. You got to stretch yourself. Now, how many people know that when you stretch yourself, is it easy?
No.
What's wrong with it? Who said no? Somebody said no. What happens when you stretch yourself?
There's a little pain. 'Cause
Pain.
You're not used to doing that, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of tight. Loosens you up eventually.
Pain,
Yeah.
pain. Okay,
Well,
a little pain. All right, what else? It's a lot. It's pain. Just like we talk about going to the gym, lifting weights. I used to be an avid weightlifter before, I know I gained a lot of weight, but I used to be an avid weightlifter. You seen pictures back in the day, you would believe me. But I used to have pain. But it was all through that stretching process to build results. And it takes, sometimes it will take pain to get out your comfort zone. It will take pain for you to grow into the person that you want to be. And here are a series of stretches. The first one is God's gift to us is our potential. We all have unlimited potential. All these different things you dream about, all these different things you see, you envision yourself doing. Remember how you saw yourself on TV? I did too. But guess what? It came to fruition. Because when you see these things, you have that mindset to where you visualize these things. You just gotta, you're gonna draw it towards you. But you have unlimited potential. But our gift to God is developing it. We can sit up here and have potential all day, but if we're not doing nothing to develop it, to have it come to life, what is out there? Next one. If you are in the same place very long, it's time to what? Stretch. Stretch. Next one. Where do you need to stretch right now? I'm asking that question. I want a couple of you guys to give me answers on that. Where do you need to stretch right now? Where do you need to stretch right now? What areas in life do you think you need to go ahead and stretch yourself? What areas do you have to get out of your comfort zone? What things do you need to do differently in order to see a different result in your life? Where do you need to stretch? It's easy to be average. It's easy to be like this. But trust me, it's going to take some work and pain to do this. And not necessarily pain as far as physical. Benefits of stretching are as follows. Few people will stretch. You know those people, don't you? That sit around all day, they don't really want to do nothing extra. They kind of just go through the motion. What they can call them, they're complacent. And they just like sitting there. Status quo ultimately leads to destruction. Next one, stretching always starts from the inside out. People don't realize that. How you feel inside is that's the main source of making you want to stretch. What is your heart and head saying to you? Does it tell you that I need to do something different? Does it tell you I need to change the trajectory on my life? Do you feel those things that make it necessary for you to make different changes in your life? Look inside. No, you are, this note here is powerful. No, you are exactly where you should be given all you have done to get there. Stretch. Everybody say it with me. Stretch.
Stretch.
You are exactly where you should be given all you've done to get there. Wow. Benefits of stretching are as follows. Stretching always requires change. What else is said? So I read it.
It's never too late to be what you might have been.
That's it. It's never too late to stretch. Next one, stretching sets you apart. Good enough is a motto of the defeated. So when you do catch someone that's complacent, they want to just sit back and just see how things flow. Or you do catch yourself in that mindset where today's not a good day, get out of there. Stretch. Stretching can be a lifestyle. Other benefits of stretching. Stretching gives you a shot at significance. How many guys know about, I want to get a couple ideas on what do you think success is to you? Tell me what you guys think success is. Just a couple of you guys, let me know what success is to you. What do it mean? Go ahead, please. Yeah, what it means to you.
Doing what you want to do when you want to do it. Did you hear me? Doing what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yeah, doing what you want to do when you want to do it. Anybody else? What success means to them?
When I hear from other people that I've changed their lives, and I changed their lives.
Dang, man, did I give you a pen already? I didn't give you a pen, you get a pen. Because he answered a question of what, I was asking what success meant to you, right? And I got one answer. Then he says an answer that really pours into the question. Stretching gives you a shot at significance. Success can mean anything to anyone. I can ask that question of each one of you guys. You can have a different idea of what success. Some people think, I got a job, I'm successful. Some people may say, I bought this house, I'm successful. Some people may say, I have this much money in the bank, I'm successful. It means all different types of things. But if you notice, when I talk about success, it's always what? It's about me. See, success is what happens to you. Significance is what happens through you. So when you're talking about being successful and significance, you're pouring into someone else. You're helping other people out reach their full potential. You're touching other people's lives when you're being significant. Stretching must be intentional to the end. Always stretch yourself in every aspect of life. I don't care if you are a parent. I don't care if you're a grandparent. I don't care if you're a niece, uncle, whatever. In the workplace or if you're just looking for a job, always make it a part of your life to stretch and pour into others and help other people. This is my favorite slide, ladies and gentlemen. I need your full participation. I want you guys to repeat after me. Everything I say, repeat after me. You ready to do that? All right? M.
M.
O.
O.
R.
R.
E.
E.
M.
M.
O.
O.
R.
R.
E. Last one. M.
M.
O.
O.
R.
R.
E. Don't ever forget what I'm telling you today. Maximize opportunities with relentless enthusiasm. I don't care if you're looking for a job. I don't care if you're looking for a different trajectory in life and how you're changing what you're doing. I don't care if you're in a workplace or you're with your family or whatever you're doing. Maximize opportunities with relentless enthusiasm. Be more, do more, and achieve more. In everything you do, every aspect of your life. You are fully capable. You are fully resourced. You have all the different skills and abilities you need to do whatever you want to do, but you have to maximize those opportunities. Don't sit back and wait. There's no more waiting. You want to be on TV? Do it. You want to do what you want to do in your life? Do it. You want to change the trajectory on your life? Do it. There's no more waiting. I didn't wait. I knew what I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to be before people like you today to talk about motivating, inspiring, and teaching leaders how to lead with excellence. I knew those things. So I stopped waiting. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I began to stretch. Right now I'm on the stretching plan. I'm going to ask Greg to bring me back in about 6 months. Can you bring me back in 6 months?
Absolutely.
Bring me back in 6 months. I want each and every one of you guys to be here, whether you got a job or you're looking or not. Because in 6 months, it's going to be a different me. Because I'm stretching. I'm already walking. I already changed my diet. I'm going to be about 60 pounds lighter in 6 months. And guess what? It's going to happen. Because it's in my mind. I'm walking it out. And the first step in leadership, and everything when I talk about leadership, the first thing in leadership is what? Self-leadership. Leading of oneself. So when you want to make changes in your life, you got to lead yourself. And that's what I'm doing. Here we go. Last thing. Whose hand is that? Envision your hands. Because it's all in your hands. What you're going to do. How are you going to stretch? Just to recap the last 3 points, we said the 3 keys, right? First one is, somebody read that. Aloud. Anyone. Lottie-dottie. Anybody.
The law of intentionality, growth doesn't just happen.
Next one. The law of the mirror. You must see value in yourself to add value to yourself. Last one, what it said. The law of the rubber band. Growth stops when you lose tension from where you are to where you could be. Question and answer. Anybody have any questions of me?
Will you make the deck available to us?
I cannot, unfortunately.
No.
It's a licensed material.
Okay.
But I hope you got. Did you guys get value from this today? There's a promise I made to Greg before I came here today. I promised him 3 things. Oh, that's me there. I promised him 3 things. I said the first thing, everyone will get an opportunity to participate and they'll learn at least 3 nuggets. Did you guys learn at least 3 nuggets you can apply to your life immediately? Also, I said there'll be at least 1 thing I talk about today that may change the trajectory of your life. It might. And you don't need to share that. But the last thing I said, and I meant this, is I would say something today and you will have fun. Did you guys have fun today?
Yeah.
Did you have fun? Well, thank you for your time. Everyone, I'm getting my cards out there. Everyone, if anyone would like to do a quick, just a quick testimony about how you liked it today, I'll be happy to record you and do that. If not, I'm fine. Thank you. Here you go. That's it for me.
There you go.